Hey everyone, welcome back and welcome to another reading. This will be the general read for July for those of you who have hair Aries highly aspected. I don't know, you could be shaving. That came way out of left field. Yeah, this is the general read for those of you who have Aries highly aspected, and if you don't have Aries in your big three, or you don't identify as one, and it's the title or the thumbnail that drew you to this reading, I welcome you and I encourage you to stick around. Maybe there's something here that would be helpful to you. Maybe there's an Aries in your life, and in watching this video, it'll give you some insight into their perspective. That being said, I've noticed that these reads sort of have a 1 to 2 month maturity date. So this is the July reading, but I don't expect these energies to fully mature until late August, maybe the beginning of September. But the themes here should still be relevant to you. That's the intention that I set. I encourage you to check out the May read that I did for Aries, or June read that I did for Aries, if you're looking for some insight into July as a whole. But all that being said, I hope you guys are well. Let's get into this reading and see what's going on for you. You're so strong. We need you. Now more than ever. The Devil card coming out first. You know, this world is a pretty fucked up place. There is so much wrong. There is so much ignorance. There's so much manipulation. There's so much subversiveness and toxicity that is all around you. And I don't think that calling this out or pointing this out makes you a pessimistic person, or makes me a pessimistic person, or someone who doesn't believe that life can also be good, or that life should be beautiful. In fact, I think that in calling these things out, in drawing attention to them, you do that because you believe that the world can be a beautiful place, because you know that humanity has so much potential. But there are dark forces that are working around the clock. And it has so many faces, it comes in so many forms. The Devil Wears Prada comes to mind. You know how in the movie, if you've seen that, Andy, the lead, played by Anne Hathaway, she calls the women at the magazine that she's working at. She calls them the clackers because of the sound that their heels make. So that's what is coming to mind. But yes, something such as a heel or stiletto that can be so appealing and beautiful can be disguising something that is the root of all evil, something that is toxic. And it is that way, we find out in the movie, because there is the kind of damage that leads someone to project and to degrade and to make the lives of other people a living hell. There's that song that says that heaven is a place on earth, but hell can also be a place on earth because of the energy that people choose to embody, because of their willingness to express their disgust with how other people choose to be, how other people choose to live, and wanting to pull someone down, wanting to destroy them. Just because the way they love is different, or because they don't want to see that person happy, or because they don't see the value in being kind for kindness' sake, for telling the truth simply because that's the right thing to do, or for doing the right thing because it is the right thing to do, no matter how it adversely impacts them, no matter how it derails their own plans or sets them back, which may be a perception of theirs. But the truth is, there is a lot of value in integrity. There is a lot of value in truth. There's expansion that can be had once one realizes that love and truth matters, and that those come first. They say that nice guys finish last, but they don't in God's book. They finish first. And the word of God has been used time and time again over the years to condemn and to terrorize and torture people. But the really sad part is people don't understand that what God looks at is the heart, the spirit. And if you are doing bad things, doing evil things in the name of your creator, it is so contradictory, so poisonous, so destructive. You end up becoming what you feel as though you're empowered to destroy or to fix. So you see all of these things around you, and day by day, week over week, month over month, I think that you get progressively more. You've always been aware, but I think that you're just more aware of how lost people are and how unaware they are about what is the root of all of their problems. These people don't see how their behavior is tied to their unhappiness. They don't see how their mindset is holding them back and slowly transforming their spirit from something that was once beautiful into something demonic. They shackle themselves, they chain themselves. And it's disappointing because they have the power, they have the ability to release themselves, but there is this willful ignorance. There is this determination to not understand, to kill, steal, and destroy. And in doing so, they may see a kind of temporary success, but it's another chain that gets created that's holding them down and holding them back. This transition from darkness to light must happen. And I think that where this is showing up for you is you're seeing it in your close relationships. As you see how willingly they are to make the wrong decision. You see how willing they are to not grow. You see how willing they are to oppress. This is a path that it leads to their own destruction. And there are some people that you can't help. There are some people that you can't guide because they always have a choice about whether or not they take your advice, and you have this supernatural ability to tell when danger is close, and you just wish that some people in your life would trust that and see that if they do not change, it will lead to their demise. You try to warn people, you try to talk to people, you try to tell people, but there are just some people that you can't tell them anything. Nothing that you say is going to change their mind. They have to feel it. They have to learn through pain. And learning through pain is that dependence on that is something that's disappointing in and of itself, because they have just become so used to having their own way and doing things their own way that they don't recognize when someone is trying to show them that there is a different way to learn. that you can prevent bad things from happening by making better decisions, by changing your circumstances and thinking differently about your life, going about it in a different way. Those who don't hear, those who don't listen, will feel. There is a kind of peace that you find within when it comes to the dynamic in these relationships, in a way that you just you allow someone to be. You understand that there's a learning style that they have, that they feel dependent on, and you know, if things have to fall apart in order for them to learn, I think that's a sacrifice that you're willing to make, because you see the bigger picture, because you understand that come hell or high water, they're learning. Everything is being laid bare. Everything is coming up, is coming out, and that instincts that we were talking about will become substantiated. And I think that a lot of times with you and with the perception that people have of you, they think that your decisions are oftentimes short-sighted. But this instinct that you have is so hard to explain to other people. I think we all have it, but it's just really heightened in you. And at times you can try to explain this to people. You can try to get them to see or understand your perspective, but it comes off like rocket science. And they might look at you like you're insane. They don't know what your rationale is based on. They don't know where you're getting these. They're not picking up what you put down. And it's only with time, as things play out and as things get revealed, and as the evidence is laid on the table, that they see that you weren't crazy, that you were right, and that you were trying to help. And with you, it's never, I don't think it's so simple as it is about being right. I think it's that you just want to help so badly, especially the people that you care about. You want them to avoid pain. And you know that to do that, you have to do what's right. And the people who are willing to look at their lives and look at their decisions and look at their behavior and hold themselves accountable are the people who see this about you and understand your value. And what I want you to do is stop trying to feel as though you need to prove that, and instead just be, because I think that this way that you are isn't something that you should change about yourself, or could change about yourself even if you tried. Because to have the solution, to have the answer, to know the way, to know the path, and to withhold it would mean that you're denying your purpose. even the people who have tried to destroy you, even the people who are your enemies, you'd still help them. Look how long Judas was around Jesus and he still ate with him. He was still fed by him. You don't think that Jesus knew that he would be betrayed? You don't think that Jesus could see the evil intent in his heart, in his spirit? You don't think that Judas's obsession with money, with silver, not even gold, silver, was apparent? You can tell what someone's obsessions are. You can tell what their motives are based on how they speak and what they talk about. The home life is something or someone that you want to fight for. Trust is hard for you because of that same instinct that we've been talking about, because you see so much, because you've lived so much, you've experienced so much. So many of you have been born with a kind of experience that's only been heightened by what you've gone through in life, what you've learned. And I think it does make it very hard for you to relax in certain relationships, relax in certain situations, because you know what people are capable of. So you find a kind of freedom within at least one or two of your relationships where you're able to allow yourself to be vulnerable, allow yourself to trust. There are good people in the world. There is a pulse that is it's under the surface. It wants progression, it wants improvement, and as long as it's there as a kind of unified front against evil, malicious intent, deception, cruelty will never prevail in the long run. I hope this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.